and my lady Sansa has begged mercy for her father. But they have the soft hearts of women. So long as I am your king, treason shall never go unpunished. Sir Ilyn, bring me his head.
What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another Game of Thrones video, breaking down the things you missed, using Easter eggs and hidden clues that explains everything that's gonna happen in Game of Thrones Season 8. Honorable Ned Stark. I mean, that's what we're told from the beginning, how honorable Ned Stark is.
Your father was an honorable man. He was, your grace.
I'm not Ned Stark. I understand the way this game is played.
Ned Stark was a man of honor.
And I am not.
Your husband was an honorable man. He should rest beside his family in the crypts beneath Winterfell.
Speak sense to this honorable fool!
But it's funny that it's this honor, or lack thereof, that gets him killed in the end. And I'm with Robert on this one, because he is definitely an honorable fool. More fool than honor. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why Ned Stark is known for nothing but lies. Lie number 1, the Tower of Joy. Now, everyone believes that the Honorable Ned Stark defeated Sir Arthur Dayne in one-on-one combat, but we know that that's not the truth.
He's better than my father.
Far better.
The only reason he won this fight is because Howland Reed stabbed Sir Arthur Dayne in the back, allowing Ned to give the finishing blow to Sir Arthur Dayne. Now, the Honorable Ned Stark could have told the truth. He could have told everyone this is exactly what happened. But instead, he decided to keep this a secret. Why? Why did he keep this a secret? And the only reason is because he had no big wins on his record. He wanted to be known as a great warrior, just like Robert, just like his older brother was, and he had no great kills on his record. His whole legacy of fighting is built on this lie.
Your father beat him.
Did he?
I know he did. Heard the story 1,000 times.
Your father was an honorable man. He was, your grace.
Now, the next lie of the Honorable Ned Stark himself was the events or what was going on at the Tower of Joy. Now, we're going to give him the pass on Jon Snow's parentage because we know that Robert Baratheon and that most likely would have had him killed.
She dies.
But it still was a lie. It made his wife think that he cheated on her. So all these lies eventually come back to haunt you. And that's what's going on with Ned Stark, and that is why he gets killed in the end. And this is pointed out by Peter Baelish in the books. They do part of this scene in the show, but not the full part.
All is accomplished, the city watch is yours.
He leaned back and looked Ned in the face, his gray-green eyes bright with mockery. You wear your honor like a suit of armor, Stark. You think it keeps you safe, but all it does is weigh you down and make it hard for you to move. Look at you now.
Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
But Ned Stark's honor does come back to hurt him. So George R. R. Martin has said that we can see the ending of this book series in the first book. And I think that the lies and the death of Ned Stark also spells out exactly how this is going to end. And that brings us to lie number 2. Now, Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark's best friend, someone who he said he needed, he had his back. On his dying bed, he asked his best friend to do him one thing.
To rule in my stead. until my son Joffrey comes of age.
Your father was an honorable man. He was, your grace.
Now, after being thrown in the black cells, Ned Stark still cannot be killed. Why? Because his honor is protecting him like a suit of armor. They cannot just say, hey, he planned on stealing the throne. Nobody would believe the honorable Ned Stark would do this. But he gives up his honor and lies again in front of everyone. And this allows Joffrey the reason to kill him.
I come before you to confess my treason in the sight of gods and men.
Your father was an honorable man. He was, your grace.
Not able to make the final sacrifice. He was not willing to sacrifice his family. Just the thought of something happening to his family made him just go and give up the rest of his honor. Now, he also thought that he would be protected by the old gods. It was said by Sean Bean in the Huffington Post that the words he was whispering when he got his head chopped off was prayers to the old gods. But I guess he didn't realize
the old gods have no power in the south. The weirwoods there were all cut down a long time ago. How can they watch when they have no eyes?
And you see them set this up in King's Landing because every time they show Ned Stark, whether he's in the small council, you always see him framed in the faith of the seven. Even when he's getting executed, you see nothing but the faith of the seven all around him. But interestingly enough, when she says, how are they going to watch when they have no eyes? We hear birds chirping. And when Ned Stark gets his head chopped off, we also hear birds flapping away. Then we get the vision of Bran seeing his father. So did Bran go back into those birds and witness this event? The person that they focus on the most when he gets his head chopped off is Sansa Stark. And the act that he performed, the lie he performed right before that, was the one when he forged Robert Baratheon's will saying rightful heir. And that makes me believe that in the end of Game of Thrones, we will see Sansa Stark with Robert Baratheon's rightful heir, Gendry Baratheon, ruling the seven kingdoms, not under the faith of the seven, but under the ways of the old gods. So you tell me what you think in the comment section. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.